In the top stories, two-way streets made one-way in St. Kitts. NFL star travels to Antigua for stem cell treatment, and activists battle disinformation ahead of Taiwan vote. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Monday, 8th January 2024. I'm Scotty Sia Hendrickson. Nationally, a few streets in St. Kitts have traditionally been two-way streets or one-way streets. According to Traffic Department of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, this is in an effort to ease congestion in these areas. Along Walwyn Avenue, also known as Democrat Road, traffic will flow from north to south. Along Sprott Street, the road across from Uncle T's Eatery, traffic will flow from north to south. Along Nevis Street, traffic will flow from north to south. Along Catty Alley, that street with Maurice Helia Memorial Junior School, traffic will flow from north to south. Along Factory Road next to Pemberton's Auto Sales, traffic will flow from south to north. Along Lower Monkey Hill from Glen Hill, traffic will flow from east to west. Along Waterworks Keon, traffic will flow from south to north. And along Central Upper Keon, the road with Moravian Church, traffic will flow from north to south. Young people in St. Kitts and Nevis are invited to join the St. Kitts National Youth Parliament Association, SCANIPA. On Monday, SCANIPA formally launched its application period to individuals aged 12 to 30. Individuals can access the application form through SCANIPA's Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter accounts. Applicants must have a passport-size photo, 2 references, and their contact information ready before filling out the application form. Members of SCANIPA or relatives are not permitted to serve as references. The application deadline is Sunday, January 21st, 2024. For additional information, please contact SCANIPA at scanipa@gmail.com. 3 persons have been charged for a firearm found on a vessel. On December 31st, 2023, the Anti-Narcotics Unit of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, in collaboration with the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force, Coast Guards, recovered the illegal firearm from a boat. The vessel had been intercepted by the Coast Guard off the coast of Sandy Point in St. Kitts. After being escorted to the marina at New Guinea, the vessel was searched for contraband. During this process, officers recovered one 3.8 revolver pistol. The scene was processed by the crime scene unit, and the firearm and the 3 persons aboard were taken into custody. On January 3, 2024, Quincy Convoy Van Hennigan of Dutch Quarter St. Martin, Jason Anthony Richards of St. Kitts, residing in Middle Region St. Martin, and Wagneris Michel Valdez Diaz of Dominica Republic, residing at Sucker Garden St. Martin, were each charged for 2 offenses, namely possession of a firearm and importation of a firearm. Ms. Diaz was issued a copy of her charges in her native language of Spanish. All charges were laid at the Bastille Police Station. In regional news, National Football League NFL star Kirk Cousins have received stem cell therapy for an Achilles injury at the offices of Dr. Sir Joseph John, and it is a major boost to the country's stem cells offering. A renowned stem cell specialist says while Cousins had options, Dr. John and the Twin Island state ticked the right boxes. Patrice Martin reports.
The American Airlines Miami flight touching down at VC Bird International Thursday afternoon. Among its passengers is Minnesota Vikings quarterback in the U.S.'s National Football League, Kirk Cousins. He arrived for stem cell treatment at the offices of Dr. Sir Joseph Joey John. The 35-year-old professional NFL player received treatment for a torn Achilles heel at the offices of Dr. John.
Is expiring this March, so I don't know what's coming, but I know my Achilles needs to be as healthy and strong as possible as soon as possible. So I'm here in Antigua as a way to, not necessarily speed up the healing process, but just make sure when I do come back that my Achilles is as strong as it can possibly be, and then I have a lot more American football left in me.
This is Cousins' second visit to the country. He was accompanied by his wife, Julie, and 6-year-old son, Cooper. Cousins is hopeful that he will be able to resume his NFL career after returning to the USA to continue his rehabilitation. He explains his injury and his initial conversation that would have led him to consider stem cell treatment as an option. Dr. Chad Prodromos, stem cell specialist in Chicago, Illinois, initially introduced Cousins to this country and explained why Antigua became the obvious choice for treatment.
We are limited in what we can do in the United States by FDA restrictions, even though the treatment is completely safe and effective. So we looked all over, and the island here was a great combination. The main reason I'm here is because of that man there, Dr. John. So we need a good clinic to partner with, to timeshare with, since we're not here full-time. And I talk to doctors at a lot of places, and Dr. John, I'm not saying this because he's sitting here, but is in a class by himself with his training, with his background.
He also says the Twin Islands state has ticked all the right boxes.
Antigua is a wonderful place, and we came down and the people are very nice. The island is, safe, and so it was, it's accessible to the U.S., so it was, just the perfect.
The stem cell therapy service offered by Dr. John is now being accessed by an increasing number of high-end clientele from the NFL. Dr. John says stem cell therapy reduces the healing time with little to no pain post-procedure.
We're poised in Antigua to really take advantage, which we have started. We started this program, Chad and I, 2 years ago, and it's just been exploded. I mean, many of our patients flying on jets, they have private jets, and a lot of folks come from the U.S., and we want to get it out there to a more wide population.
Prime Minister Brown also welcomed the NFL star to the country and points to the quest to make Antigua and Barbuda the stem cell treatment capital of the world. He says the country continues to make advances to tap the opportunities for medical tourism.
Be that we're nimble enough to create this new product. It's a form of a diversifying into medical tourism, and it's working well. It is very promising. I think it will mushroom further. Already we're seeing even additional technologies being brought to our shores. Very soon we'll be announcing something new. Dr. John will do so, particular technology that will be frame-breaking in terms of curing cancers.
Internationally, Taiwan heads to the polls this Saturday in an election seen as crucial in determining the island's sovereignty amid threats from China. Activists fear a surge of disinformation in the run-up to the vote could influence its results. More in this France 24 report.
With Taiwan's elections only days away, campaigning from both main parties is in full swing. At this rally, held by the Democratic Progressive Party, described by Beijing as a separatist organization, supporters are worried about increasing election-related fake news.
Fake news, I feel, is really becoming more and more like real news, and I think that's a pretty scary thing.
It does affect us, affect our life and the political climate.
Facing rising misinformation, this voter sent suspicious messages shared on social media to a fact-check center.
This is the text saying that all of the CCTV near the voting booths will be shut down this year, and I will send it to the fact-checking center. So here's their response telling me this is fake news.
Behind the screen is former reporter Eve Chu. She works with 10 other journalists to debunk rumors in real time.
Election-related rumors going up in the last months. Most of them are candidate-related for their nationality, for their morality, and for their property.
In the last month alone, they have debunked 50 fake stories. From fake news to AI-generated videos like this one, Taiwanese officials blame China, but Beijing argues that allegations of election interference are overhyped.
We don't have clear evidence, but it is reasonable to infer that it's come from the Beijing government.
This researcher warns that misinformation is leading to increasing levels of polarization.
China's cognitive warfare hurts, but not because it will change the presidential election result, but because it will intensify existing social conflicts.
According to a Swedish study, Taiwan is ranked as the biggest target for foreign disinformation in the world.
European Council President Charles Michel announced his plan to resign early. More in this Euronews report.
European Council President Charles Michel. On Saturday, the former Belgian Prime Minister said he plans to resign from the post a few months early in order to run for a seat in the European Parliament. His announcement has put the bloc's heads of government under pressure to choose a successor before the 1st of July. A failure to do so would see the post fall temporarily to Hungary's nationalist Prime Minister Viktor Orban, whose country is due to take over the rotating 6-month council presidency on that date.
And now for the weather. Present weather is fair skies. Temperature is 28 degrees Celsius or 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are east-southeast at 7 to 15 miles per hour. Seas are 1 to 1.2 meters or 3 to 4 feet. Weather forecast in St. Kitts and Nevis for today and tonight will be partly cloudy with a 60% or moderate chance of passing showers. Sunset today will be at 5:49 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:41 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Scotty Sia Hendrickson.